Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. If you're wondering how I'm running my Airbnb business while literally on an island like Tom Hanks in Castaway, except with Wi-Fi and fewer volleyball conversations, you're in the right place. And no, I don't have a team of minions that run my Airbnb listings, although that would have been awesome. But I do have automation, surveillance, and enough preventative measure to stop the guests to turn my Airbnb into the next reality TV show. Let's dive in. Automating your calendar. How to prevent double bookings. If you're on VRBO, Airbnb, Booking.com or other websites, you can block the calendar manually after each booking. That is, if you don't like free time. Or you can do it the lazy way with a PMS, what a term. It means property management system, which has a master calendar, and then you connect all of the different platforms to that master calendar. And once you get booked on one platform, then that system blocks all the other calendars on the different platforms. But I do recommend that if you have maybe more than 8 or 10 units. I personally have 5, so here's how I do it. I just take the calendar link from Airbnb and paste it into VRBO and Booking.com. Then I take the calendar from VRBO and paste it into Airbnb and Booking, and the calendar from Booking and paste it to the other 2 platforms. This way, if I have a booking on one, the other calendars get blocked automatically. I like how that word sounds. There are other options like using Google Calendar, but as a lazy person, I'm telling you, I'm doing it the easiest and the cheapest way. Automated messages, because I'm not a babysitter. Look, I do like my guests, I just don't like answering the same questions 10 times a day. That's why automated messages are a lifesaver. My guests get 4 messages. One, when they book, as a confirmation that they booked. Second message is sent 3 hours before check-in time with the check-in instructions, Wi-Fi password, house rules, and all the good stuff that nobody reads. Message number 3 is the next day, just to check if everything is up to par and if they need anything. And trust me, this message is more helpful than you think. And message number 4 and last message is about 16 hours before their departure time, just as a reminder that departure is tomorrow and checkout time is 10 o'clock. I don't do early check-ins or late checkouts anymore. I used to charge $30. It's just a lot more hassle than income. So it's a no. It's a strict no. I don't allow it even if I can. And this is a super nugget for you guys. I use this and I put it right in front of the TV every time. This way the guests cannot miss it. They have to read it, and that really answers 90% of the questions I have to answer on the chat. It works wonders and you feel free to copy it. Automate your house. The apps that I use. Some people think that running Airbnb business means you have to be glued to your phone and dealing with guests 24/7 and personally folding towels into swans for them. That's wrong. We live in the age of automation. This is why automation, standard operating procedures, and preventative measure are my bread and butter. Without it, I'll be one bad Wi-Fi signal away from selling coconuts for survival. Here's how I keep my Airbnbs running like a well-oiled machine while I perfect my 10. We're gonna take a look at 5 apps that help me automate the cleaning, the surveillance, the locks, the thermostat, and how to never run out of essentials. First up, automating your cleaning. But here's a disclaimer. If you don't have a good cleaning crew, you need to change them. No automation will help you if your cleaner is as reliable as a budget airline's departure time. An app that I use to make sure my cleaning crew knows when it's time to turn over a property, so I don't have to text, call, or send a carrier pigeon, is Turno. Not sponsored. No need for awkward text messages or phone calls like, hey, can you clean today? No, you're busy? Oh, okay, I'm just gonna cancel my life. You can connect your Turno to your Airbnb or PMS, thank you so much. And after you have a booking, Turno picks it up and sends a notification to the cleaning crew. When they start cleaning, they can click start on the app, which sends you a notification. You can make a checklist for the cleaners so they know what you want to be clean. Also, they can alert to you when essentials are running low, which we're going to talk about in the next chapter. You can ask them to take before and after photos. And if you have filed Airbnb claim or Booking.com claim, you know that those come in handy. And of course, when the cleaning crew is done, they click done and you're notified that your property is ready to go. Music to my ears. Electronic locks, because the future is now. What is this, 1802? I use electronic locks because I don't trust the guests not to lose the key the same way they lose their dignity on a Saturday night. I generate a unique code for each guest which expires after they leave, and boom, I got security, convenience, and more time to perfect my beach bum lifestyle. I also have a separate code for the cleaning crew, for the pest control, for the maintenance guy, and I can also do a one-time use only code if I need to let somebody else in. It also gives me a timestamp of which code was used when, and also if the door is locked or unlocked. And you can actually lock it and unlock it remotely, which comes in very handy if you've seen my pop-up brothel video. I'm going to link it up here. As you know, it's very handy to lock the door behind the guests and make sure they cannot unlock it. I personally use Schlage and Code, which is not sponsored. I have it on all 5 of my units, and thus far I've only had one problem with them, and they replaced it immediately because it was under 1-year warranty. They are not cheap, but they are worth it. Of course, as a proactive host, I do have a lockbox in case the electronic lock decides to act up like a guest who found a small hair in the bathtub and now wants a full refund. The lockbox is orange so it can be seen from afar, and if I need to let the guest use it, after he checks out, I just tell the cleaner to put the key back and change the passcode. This way I have a fresh passcode for the next guest if the need be. And very important, have 3 of each key for your property. Don't ask me why and thank me later. Thermostat control, because people are unhinged. Have you ever had a guest to crank up the AC so low that it turns into the North Pole, then freezes the unit, and then calls you to complain that the AC is not working? Yeah, same. And I'm not kidding, they hit it on 50. That's why I use Google Nest Thermostat. Also not sponsored. Can someone sponsor me, please? I am willing to accept a deal for 2 decent-sized pineapples at this point. But don't do what I did. Don't cheap out and just get the cheapest $100 Google thermostat. That one does not have the lock option. Get Nest Thermostat Learning or similar model that do have the lock option. They're about $200. You can lock the range that you desire so no one can turn your Airbnb into Antarctica again. It keeps the energy bill low and prevents the guests from living out their Elsa fantasies. Win-win. Before you write that angry comment, I do this not to prevent the guests to stay comfortably and save on my bill, but to protect the HVAC system that is very costly. I lock up the AC on maximum 69 degrees. But keep in mind, household ACs are not like commercial units. They can only cool down the inside of your property about 30 degrees less than the outside air. So if outside is 110 degrees, there's no way your property will get down to 65. For heating, I don't really know much about it because I live in Florida and we don't really use heating. Video surveillance, because sometimes you need receipts. Listen, I'm not saying I spy on my guests, but sometimes you need video evidence. For anyone watching that has filed an Airbnb claim, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And again, for anyone who hasn't seen my pop-up brothel video, watch it. And yes, I'm still upset that the brothel didn't offer me any discounts. I personally use Blink cameras, also not sponsored, that give me that sweet peace of mind. Whether it's checking out who entered your property or proving to Airbnb support that no Karen, you didn't come with just 2 people, unless 2 people now comes with 5 suitcases and 3 extra cousins. Or when the cleaning crew reports a lot of dog hair, but the guests somehow never mentioned bringing any pets. But this is not only for your guests. You can also check if the cleaning crew has arrived or has left, if the maintenance people have done doing their job, or if your coffee delivery has arrived. Blink cameras are wireless battery run, which has its pros and cons, just like an old car or the girl that you have a crush on. I suggest you explore other options as well, like Google Nest outdoor cameras, which are wired but more expensive. I personally have never used them, but they will definitely be my next purchase. Never run out of essentials, because I refuse to play sidekick. Imagine the horror. A guest wakes up, craving their morning coffee, only to find out, no creamer! Do I get a 1-star review for that? Yeah, most likely. Luckily, I don't have to think about any of that. Coffee, creamer, toilet paper, sponges, all the good things that somehow disappear into thin air after just one guest. So test or count how much of each essential item you need per month and subscribe accordingly. You can have them delivered in your storage unit or at your cleaner's doorstep, and you can just tell the cleaner to restock them on their next cleaning, which is great because I'm currently way too busy watching the sunset. Okay, that's not the sunset, but you get the point. Here are all the essentials I have. Emergencies, your backup team. Oh my god, what if the AC stops working in the middle of the heat wave? What if the toilet explodes? What if the gas microwaves a fork? This is why you need your dream team. A plumber, an HVAC guy, an electrician, and a handyman for pretty much everything else. Because when things go south, I am not about to teleport back and unclog the toilet. Have your people that you trust and pay them well. I actually strongly suggest you to have 3 of every position, even the cleaners, because if somebody's unavailable and somebody's in divorce court, you have to have a third guy to call. Basically, plan A, plan B, and reserve just in case. Because the only thing I want to be fixing when on remote island is another cocktail. Oh, that was so heavy. And there you have it, folks. While some people think that running your Airbnb business remotely is impossible, I'm here to tell you that it's 100% doable if you work harder, not smarter. If you work smart, not hard. With the right automation, emergency team, and desire to be lazy, you can run your business from anywhere in the world. Let me know in the comments down below if you use any other form of automation that I didn't think of or I didn't mention in this video. And remember, you're only as weak as your weakest system in automation. And ask yourself, why did you start the business? Why did you start it? I personally didn't start it to be a concierge service 24/7. I started it so I can free up my time, so I can live the life I want to live while I'm still young. All right, that's it for today. If you like the video, hit like, sub, and if you like traveling, follow my travel channel. I'll link it up here. And don't forget, the goal is not to look rich, but to be rich. Peace.